Already the day presses, and you, Father, see how the numbers refuse us. The account thins, the calendar sits empty, the inbox is quiet, and the bills keep calling our name. Sleep has been shallow, breath is tight, and the ache of worry sits behind the ribs. Work is not coming, and the fear of tomorrow shadows the morning. Across town, a woman irons a shirt that won't see an interview today. She smooths the collar anyway to be ready. She taps a silent phone, rereads a posting, counts the coins in a jar for bus fare, leaves the light off to save a little more. She slips a folded resume into her bag and steps into a gray street, not sure where to ask next. We recognize her steps. They are ours. So we come and put it before you. The empty hours, the unanswered messages, the pride rubbed raw, the stack of demands with their hard voices. We cannot manufacture a call. We cannot force a door to open. You know our need better than we can speak it. Give us today our daily bread. Steady our hands. Quiet the panic. Teach our breathing to rest in you. Thank you that even in lack, you shelter us under your care. Thank you that you protect us from the cliff edge of despair, that you sustain our bodies and hold our thoughts when they scatter, that you provide what is needed to stand through this hour. Thank you for small mercies still arriving, a kind face, a warm mug, enough light to see the next step. Guide us through this day. Show the next honest task. Bring enough work for today's needs, enough wisdom to stretch what we have, enough courage to ask again without shame. Place favor in the eyes of those who decide. Keep fear outside the door and keep our hearts soft. Hold us as we wait. Father, be the quiet roof over our worry and the light for our steps. We loosen our grip and lean into your steady hands, breathing in your nearness now, trusting you for this day, for this hour, for this moment, staying here with you, still and listening. Breathing in the thin air of worry, we turn to you, Father, while numbers blur and the heart trembles. The money ended before the month. Unpaid bills crowd the table, due dates glare, calls arrive from unknown numbers, and fear of tomorrow presses on our chest. We are tired of counting coins and cutting corners, tired of the knot in the stomach, the shame of not having enough, the dread of opening the mailbox. You see the bank balance, the pantry running low, the daily needs that do not wait. A small kitchen, Father. A single bulb burning dim to save power. A parent standing by the counter, sorting a pile of coins beside an overdue notice. The bus card is empty. The lunchbox is light. A voicemail from the landlord, a calendar with too many days left. The child asks, "Is everything okay?" And the parent smiles without an answer. We recognize this scene. It lives close to our skin. We place this before you. We cannot stretch what isn't there. We cannot make tomorrow obey. Take our panic. Hold our shaking hands. We surrender the pride that pretends we are not afraid. We surrender the urge to fix what only your wisdom can guide. Give us today our daily bread, not tomorrow's storehouses, not promises we cannot carry, just what is needed to walk through this day. Father, we praise you even here. You shelter when anxiety storms. You protect when shame whispers. You sustain when strength is thin. You provide what is necessary to endure today. Thank you for breath that keeps moving, for a roof that still stands, for a meal, however simple, placed before us, for the quiet courage that rises when we call your name. Guide our steps in the hours ahead. Show us whom to speak to, what to postpone, where to knock, how to spend the little we hold. Guard our hearts from panic and our minds from torment. Place peace at our door like morning light. Provide enough for this day, fare to reach the work we have, food to nourish, wisdom to navigate each choice, favor where we must ask, and a steady hand that does not release us. We rest our worries in your palm, Father. We breathe under your shelter. We wait in your protection. We lean on your sustaining mercy. We trust your provision for today, and we keep listening, quiet, held in your care. It already feels like the walls are closing in. Father, you are here as the numbers shrink, as the due dates stare back and the stomach twists. You see the money running out, the unpaid bills, the fear of tomorrow that keeps waking us in the dark. You know the pressure, the calls we avoid, the long silence after we check the balance and whisper, "How will we make it through today?" In a small kitchen, a parent spreads overdue notices on the table. A single light hums. The rent is late, the power warning is red, the phone buzzes with another reminder. A child asks, "Is lunch covered for school?" And the parent smiles thinly, counting again, folding the paper, folding the worry, putting it in a drawer that will not stay shut. Father, this scene does not resolve. It waits, like so many rooms tonight. We know it. It presses against our own chest. We place this before you. The bills overdue, the empty wallet, the ache in our ribs, the breath that speeds up. We place the eggshell planning, the corners we move around, the dread of saying no again. We confess our limits. We cannot stretch what is not there. We depend on you. You are not distant from our daily needs. You are our shelter in the storm of numbers, our protection when shame whispers, our sustainer when strength is thin, our provider of what is needed to endure this day. Shepherd us through this valley. Steady our steps with your hand. Lead us to a quiet place inside the noise, and set even a small table before our fear. Let your nearness be the oil that softens this hard hour. Keep watch over our going out and our coming in. Hold us when we cannot hold the plan together. Thank you, even now, while nothing looks solved. Thank you for the roof that still stands, the breath that still fills, the love that keeps us trying. Thank you that your care does not run out when money does. You shelter us. You protect us. You sustain us. You provide enough strength for this moment, enough light for the next step. For today, give what is needed. Calm in the mind, bread on the table, a way to get where we must go, wisdom for one true decision, courage to ask where we should ask, favor where a door can open. Guard us from panic. Free us from the lie that we are alone. Teach our hands to receive help without shame and to share without fear. Hold our hearts steady so we can cross this day without breaking. We rest our weight in you now. We breathe slow under your covering. We wait, and we keep waiting in quiet trust. Already the words shake in my throat, Jesus, because you see the numbers that don't add up, the wallet thinning, the bills overdue, the dread in the morning when the mailbox waits like a judge. You know how tight the chest becomes when the phone rings from unknown numbers? How sleep breaks under the weight of tomorrow. You see the fear of losing the place we live, the embarrassment, the tired mind counting and recounting, the sigh that can't finish. I bring before you a small kitchen at dusk, a table scattered with envelopes stamped in red, a coffee gone cold, a pencil worn to the nub. A person sits there, staring at the due dates, listening to the fridge hum when there is not much inside. A child asks about lunch for school. The phone vibrates again. The person rubs their eyes and whispers, "Which one this time? Lights or rent?" The pencil taps, but no answer comes. Jesus, this scene is so near to us that it feels like our own hands in that light, our breath in that room. We place this before you. We confess we cannot stretch what isn't there. We cannot push back the calendar. We do not know which door to knock on next. We put down our frantic plans, our shame, our anger, our trying to hold everything together. We surrender the stack, the calls, the deadlines, the ache. We lean our whole weight on you. Give us today the bread for today. Shelter us as a roof shelters from rain. Guard our minds when fear rises like a storm. Sustain the quiet beat of courage when our strength thins. Provide what is necessary to endure this day. An hour of peace, a practical step, a small kindness, enough food for the table, enough light for the next decision. You see our need. You are not distant. Your hand does not fail. Even here, while the money is lacking and the bills wait unanswered, we thank you. We praise you for breath in our lungs, for a place to sit and cry, for the unseen ways you are holding what we cannot hold. We bless you because you protect in the night and keep watch when we are too tired to watch. We thank you for the strength to stand up again, for the courage to speak honestly, for the mercy that meets us before we deserve it. Guide our steps today. Set peace like a guard at the door of our thoughts. Lead us to one act that matters, one conversation that helps, one bit of favor we could not earn. Teach our hearts to trust you with what we cannot control. Calm the shaking inside. Let us feel your nearness more than we feel the numbers. And as the day unfolds, keep us under your shelter, steady and quiet, breathing in your care, resting the weight of our worries in your hands, still here with you, still trusting you, still listening for your gentle way through this day. Here in the hush of this small room, Jesus, you are the shelter I step into, the hand that steadies the shaking chest. You see the empty wallet, the unpaid bills stacked like quiet accusations, the rent notice folded on the table, the fear of tomorrow whispering that money will not come, that work will not arrive, that the lights might go out. You see the hunger for the ordinary things, groceries, a bus fare, a quiet night without counting coins, and the exhaustion that lives behind the eyes, the shame that keeps me small. I sit at the kitchen table with envelopes spread like falling leaves. A single light bulb hums, a child breathes in sleep down the hall. The fridge is mostly silence. The phone buzzes once and goes still. I feel the pressure in my chest, the throat that swallows worries all night. This is my life now, Lord, an unfinished scene, a waiting room that does not yet open. You know this face, this tired hands of mine, this quiet shame. We place this portrait before you. Jesus, I lay my fear at your feet, the cold coin of worry, the heavy list of needs, the endless count of what is not enough. I hand over the tight grip I have on every last hope, the clutching anxiety that has kept me from rest. Stay near. Take what I cannot carry. Let your presence be the pillow where my head can finally soften. I remember you in the boat with wind and waves, not as a story far away, but as living memory. The way you turned and spoke, and the tempest eased, as if your voice could steady the elements that fret our hearts. Come now in that same way, Jesus, quiet the storm inside me even when the outside is still ragged. Thank you for sitting with us in this need, for eyes that do not flinch at our lack, for hands that do not measure our shame. Thank you for the small mercies already here, the breath, the roof that still holds, the neighbor's brief kindness, the courage that surfaces in the morning. We ask for peace to carry us through this day, clarity to see the next right step, strength for weary limbs, small openings of mercy, the simple sustenance for today, and the courage to keep walking with you. Let rest come like a gentle tide around my heart. Let trust be the soft garment I wear as I follow. Here I stay, breathing, waiting, following your quiet step, held and not alone. Here with you, Jesus, I press the truth of my hunger and my fear into your hands, feeling your presence already like a shelter over this small, frantic heart. You see the empty wallet, the stack of overdue bills, the way money ended before the month, and the quiet dread that wakes me at night. You see the tight breath when the phone won't ring, the shame that keeps me from sleep, the calculation of every grocery and every light left on. I picture a kitchen table, one lamp, one calendar with the date circled, a cup gone cold, coins counted one by one into a dish, a child's shoe tucked under the chair. Outside the window, the city keeps turning. Inside the small room I sit, hands trembling, the rent notice face down beside an unpaid bill, the email of work not coming again. This scene is mine and many others, a scene of waiting that does not have an answer yet. We place these things at your feet, Jesus, and we surrender. I lay down the hurry and the planning that has frayed me. I set down the bargaining and the sleepless trying. Take the weight of money, the weight of tomorrow, the weight of needing enough for today. Teach my hands to rest and my heart to follow. I am weary and I follow you. You who once stilled the sea and leaned into the night beside the tired. You who broke bread with hands that were human and holy. Remember that living kindness here with us. Remember the one who invited rest to the heavy laden, who walked with the hungry along the shore. Let that memory live now as comfort, not as a promise I can claim by force, but as the nearness of your compassion. Thank you for staying near in the small rooms and under the bills, for the quiet mercy that sits with me in the dark, for the voice that does not scold but comes close. Even while the money is lacking, thank you for your company, for the steady pace of your feet beside mine. Grant today a thin thread of peace, a clarity to see the small openings, strength to walk through this one day, courage to answer the next ring, a calm to breathe between problems. Keep me awake to what is necessary for today and gentle toward myself when I fail. I follow you, Jesus, into the ordinary hours, holding this need before you and resting in the fact that you have not turned away. In your presence, I sit down, breath slow, hands unclenched, and I continue to walk with you into this day.
Jesus, Son of God and Savior, you are here among us as a living and close presence, and I turn my whole attention to you now. You are the compassionate teacher who called ordinary hands and ordinary hearts to follow, inviting the hesitant and the meek into a new way of life. You have walked beside the weary along dusty roads, your presence steady where hope felt thin. You have stilled the wind and calmed fear with a single word, bringing rest to trembling souls. Your hand reached out to touch the broken, and your touch healed body and heart. Your voice forgave and restored, lifting the fallen into dignity again. You broke bread at a simple table and taught with plain stories that opened eyes, and you often slipped away into silence to pray, showing us the strength of faithful communion. Lord and protector of the weak, you remain faithful in trial and bring peace that overcomes the darkest nights, a source of hope and new life that renews courage where despair dwells. Come now into my tiredness, steady these hands, soften this heart, and keep the vulnerable under your care. I surrender what I cannot carry and rest in your saving presence, trusting your mercy, your teaching, and your healing. If this prayer strengthens your faith, leave a comment. Jesus, I trust in you. Let this trust deepen as you walk with me and with all who listen, and let the prayer continue. Jesus, present and near, I turn my heart to you now, feeling your nearness like a steady hand upon my shoulder. You who called ordinary fishermen to follow, call me into trust. You who walked with the weary on familiar roads, walk beside me in my fatigue. Your gaze lifts the fallen, and I bring to you the places I held. Your hand that heals rests upon the places that ache, and I open them without fear. When storms rise in my chest, your voice brings rest. When doubt crowds the door, your peace overcomes fear and steadies my steps. You who shared bread at a simple table, feed the hunger of my soul with truth and mercy. And in the breaking, I remember how compassion nourishes. Teach me with your simple words again, the ones that unhook my heart from endless worry and return me to wonder. In the quiet where you withdrew to pray, teach me to listen and to be still, to find you in silence as well as in song. In times of trial, you remained faithful. Let that faithfulness be my refuge, firmness under my feet. Forgive and restore what I cannot mend alone, and shape me to be a protector of the weak, as you are, a source of hope and new life for those I meet. I rest in your presence, Savior and Son of God, breathing out my anxieties and breathing in your promise of healing and peace. If this prayer strengthens your faith, leave a comment. Jesus, I trust in you. I stay here, leaning into your compassion.
With Mary at my side, I bring the raw fear of an empty wallet, the ache of bills unpaid, the shame that creeps when money ends before the month, the nights of counting coins, and the hollowing worry about tomorrow. Mother, you know the tired weight of unpaid notices, the sudden quiet when work does not come, the pressure in my chest when the pantry thins and the light bill looms. There is a small kitchen in the scene I hold before you. Envelopes spread like small storms on the table, a child tapping a spoon against the empty bowl, a phone that won't stop ringing, my hands trembling as I fold and refold the last crumpled receipt. The door is shut, and the calendar pages feel heavy. I am there, And you are there with me. Your presence close, the room softened by your nearness. Yet the ledger is not balanced, and the scene hangs unfinished. Stay near, Mother. Hold this fear in your gentle hands. Carry our pleadings before your Son. Take up the restless heart, the embarrassed silence, the tight breath, and the worn-out courage. Intercede for us when words fail. Stand as our witness in the quiet court of need. Let your arms enfold every anxious number, every sleepless hour, every small shame. You who treasured things in your heart, who kept holy weight without losing tenderness, remember us now. Bring that same quiet keeping to our trembling needs. Teach us to breathe when the list lengthens, and to trust in the steadiness of your closeness. Thank you, Mother, for staying, for the soft fidelity that does not leave even when accounts do not add up. Help us find calm for this day, strength for one step, a small opening, bread enough for this table, courage to cross today's threshold. Rest with us now, and let your quiet presence be our shelter as we wait, still needing, still trusting, still held. Here in the hollow where the wallet used to be, Mary presses close like a warm hand on my shoulder, and I speak with the small voice that counts coins. Money has run out before the month is over. Bills sit unread on the kitchen table. The phone light blinks with another missed call from the company, and my chest tightens with fear and shame. I am tired of pretending I am okay. Anxiety wakes me in the night. Exhaustion pins my jaw. The silence of the empty cupboards feels like a judgment. Hold this, Mother. Hold the trembling that says we will not make it. I imagine the apartment light too dim, a child asking for bread, a landlord's knock at the door that does not come, a stack of envelopes leaning like waiting faces. I see my hands laying the last note on the table and thinking the month is longer than my pay. I see the small fire and the kettle sputter and the list of things we need spelled in numbers and due dates. This is my life today. I bring it to you and do not hide it. Stay near, Mary. Keep vigil with me. Carry this list of debts and this small, heavy fear to your Son. Intercede when I cannot breathe. Take up the shame and the panic. Hold them to your heart as if they were children. Walk with this need before God in the quiet way you moved when you hurried to help, when your feet took you where service led. Let that living memory of your quick love stand with us now. Thank you for staying, for your gentle, patient closeness, for not turning away when the purse is empty. Thank you for the way you hold sorrow without making it disappear. Even in want, I am grateful you are near. Grant calm for this hour, Mother. Enough to eat today, a little courage to answer the door, strength to pay attention to what I can do now. Give small openings, steady hands, and the courage to cross this day without falling into despair. I rest in your keeping, and I breathe, with you beside me, waiting in light and hush. You are here with me, Mary, at the edge of the kitchen light where the papers lie like small cold islands, unpaid bills, notices, the last grocery receipt clutched like a thin proof of yesterday. Money has run out before the month. The phone buzzes with questions I cannot answer. The rent waits at the door. Debt presses like a weight on the chest. I feel the hunger of not knowing, the shame that wakes me at night, the fear of tomorrow tightening my throat. Tonight, I see myself by the sink, counting coins under a single lamp, the heater turned down, a child's shoes left by the door. An envelope stamped overdue sits open, and I turn it over like a stone. The work I hoped for has not come. The silence of the phone is loud. I imagine you walking into that small, weary room, and not erasing the fear, only sitting down and taking my hand. Hold this fear, Mother. Take the anxious numbers and the pounding heart to the quiet place of your presence. Walk with our need before God, as you have walked beside the ones who trusted you before, moving quickly with a basket of care, with feet that hurried to serve. Stay near while I cannot fix the lists and cannot find words. Carry this small emergency like a secret you treasure in your heart, interceding in the hush where only love can be loud. Teach me to let go a little of the frantic planning and to lean on your shoulder when the nights are long. Shelter my heart with your closeness. Make me aware of your steady hand on the pulse of my fear. I thank you, even now, for the way you remain, for the gentleness of your watching, for not leaving me to hunger alone, but standing between my weakness and the vast silence. Bring calm for this day, a small opening, enough for today's bread, strength to face the light when it comes, courage to cross this day without breaking. Keep me waiting without despair. Keep me resting in your maternal gaze, and let my trust be slow and steady as your footsteps, held by you and moving forward with you, still by my side, in this waiting, in this need, resting under your quiet care. Holding my trembling hands, Mother Mary, you are here as the bills stack on the kitchen table and the last coins rattle in an empty jar. I speak of money running out, of wages thin and late, of unpaid bills pressed into an envelope, of the hollow ache of knowing the month has begun and the money has already ended, of fear of tomorrow, of shame that keeps me quiet, of exhaustion that sits heavy on my bones. You walk with me in this small room. I picture a night. The light is low, a child asleep with a thin blanket, a landlord's note folded by the phone, the refrigerator humming with emptiness, my hands counting small sums again and again. My shoes stay by the door because work did not come today. The debt letters wait like quiet storms on the doormat. I feel the heat of pressure, the tight knot at my throat. Mother, you stand with me in that scene, not fixing it, simply near. Hold us, Mary. Take the fear that tightens my chest and lay it with your gentle hands before the Lord. Carry this need to God as your own. Intercede quietly for the food we fear we cannot afford, for the light bills grow dim upon, for the courage to open another day. Let your presence be a shelter when my thoughts race. Let your closeness steady my breath. Stay near in the waiting. Teach my heart to breathe between the counts and the worries. Remembering you who walked quickly to another in need, who went without full understanding and yet moved in trust. Teach me that trust even when the path is uncertain. Treasure this worry in your heart with me. Keep it there, wrapped and watched. Be the mother who carries our small, loud needs to the quiet place where God listens. Thank you, Mother, for staying by my side in the dark hours, for the softness of your nearness, for the fidelity that does not demand I hide my shame. I give you my tiredness and my pleading, my small list of needs, my worn hope. For today, grant calm breath, a small opening, strength to meet the day, bread enough for today, courage to cross this day with you at my side. Hold my hand as I step, hold my heart as I wait, and let me rest in your presence, waiting with you before God, keeping vigil with you, not alone but held. You are beside me, Mother Mary, pressing your hand gently to the hollow place where money used to be, and I feel the shape of your presence already leaning into my fear. The bills lie on the table like small mountains, past due notices, a rent envelope not yet filled, the silence of a phone that does not call, and my chest tightens with the small, persistent panic of not knowing where the next coin will come from. I am exhausted, ashamed of answering the door slowly, afraid of tomorrow, counting days and calories and promises I cannot keep. My hands tremble holding an unpaid bill. My mind keeps replaying work that did not come, debts that press like weights on my back. There is a room I know, a woman at a sink, 3 envelopes, 1 light bulb dim, a child asleep with shoes worn thin by a winter that still lingers. She sits and presses her forehead to the cool table, whispers the names of needs into the wood, rent, heat, medicine, and the scene holds, unresolved, each breath a question. I am that woman now, and you, Mother, are with me in that small kitchen, in that waiting. Hold us, Mother, hold the tremor of our hands. Stay near and gather these scattered cares. Intercede with the quiet insistence of your heart. Carry our smallness before God. Breathe our names into the silence where grace listens. Take my fear, fold it into your mantle, and present it before the throne. Carry it not to erase the hardship, but to keep me from sinking beneath it. Let your intercession be the soft weight that keeps me steady. You who hurried once to another's need, carrying questions and joy together, who treasured things in your heart when the road was uncertain, remember us as you remembered then. moving with both haste and gentle faith, carrying what you could not yet name. Thank you, Mother, for not leaving me to walk this with clenched teeth. Thank you for the quiet fidelity of your presence, for the way your closeness softens the sharp edges of shame, for staying even when the ledger is empty. I am grateful for your gentleness that does not mend all, but makes the waiting bearable. Give me calm for today. Give me enough breath to meet 1 hour, enough courage to cross this day. Let small openings appear, an answered call, a warm moment, bread for a single meal, not as miracles to boast, but as mercies to carry me forward. Keep my heart steady, my hope small and true, my hands ready to do what I can. We rest a little in your lap, Mother, and breathe with you, keeping watch in patient trust as the day unfolds.